Hi, I'm Nate at Practical Garden Ponds, and in this video we're going to talk about the simple maintenance of a four-fold filtration pond with undergravel suction grid, and one of the delights is we're going to talk about what you don't have to do. So let's get practical. The first step of both back flushing our bead filter and of emptying our skimmer is to shut off the pump. In this case, I'm simply going to unplug it. So we have our skimmer neatly tucked away under the bridge. So we've got this little trap door for maintenance. And we've already turned off the pump so that the skimmer is not running. You don't get to see that characteristic helix swirl. But the important reason for turning off the pump before doing this is so the debris doesn't continue to be pulled in when we remove the net basket, the mesh basket. So here's our floating weir. And there's our debris basket. Not a whole lot of debris in this brand new pond, but this is important maintenance. If this debris basket were full and clogging up, this is how you remove all the leaves and junk from the pond. Simple maintenance. Clean out the leaf basket. We also have underneath the skimmer plate a helix pad. And you can see all the debris that pad has caught for us. We're going to take that to the hose and clean it out. And I'm simply going to rinse off the blue pad. You don't want to use very cold or very hot water. We're not trying to sterilize this pad. We're just trying to get rid of the major junk out of it so that it continues to flow well. This is simply catching debris, but there's also going to be some beneficial bacteria in here. So the advantage of not using real hot or real cold water is we don't want to kill all of that good beneficial bacteria that's residing in the pad. Same thing is true of any filtration pads that you have. Okay, we've got it clean enough. So again, I'm not trying to make this super sterile clean, just trying to keep the water flowing. We've got the blue pad back down in. We'll put the plate back in the skimmer, basket back in the plate, floating weir back in the basket. You can see how the weir floats at water level. When we turn the pump on, this will pull down and there'll be a swirling mass of water that's diving down into that basket, and that's how the skimmer takes the debris off the surface of the pond. So our undergravel grid 4-part filtration pond has actually grown into 5 parts filtration. We've got the undergravel grid, the plant bogs, the helix moving bed filter, the skimmer. We really did not need additional filtration on this pond. For any normal fish load, that would have been plenty of filtration. I, however, love overkill. I have added an Ultima 2 6000 model into this filtration system because I just wanted to make sure we had some particle filtration. We've got lots and lots and lots of biological filtration, would have kept this pond crystal clear, no doubt about it. But I wanted something I could backwash, something I could use to remove dirt from the system, pollution from the system. And I plan to grossly overpopulate this pond, and it's a display pond for my customers to come to, so I want it to just be perfect. I took the extra measure of adding a bead filter, the Ultima 2, into this system. And finally, the last thing we've added to this filtration system is a 120 watt UV unit by Lifeguard. Here's the controller for that. And we've added that UV unit again, just simply as precaution and insurance. There's 2 things that UV does for you. Number 1 is it kills planktonic algae that can make your water turn green. This usually wouldn't be a problem in a pond this well filtered, but we've just gone ahead and put a 120 watt UV unit in so that we can sort of guarantee ourselves we'll never have green water. And in addition, because I'm going to have such a heavy fish population, the second thing that UV does for you, it kills the waterborne stages of certain diseases. For example, the ick parasite has a stage that lets go of the parent fish that has the parasite and swims to other fish. That's how the disease, I shouldn't say swims, floats to other fish. That's how the disease spreads. Well, in this case, because of this sterilizer on the system, when that microscopic parasite is going through the water, it is going to be killed by the UV light, just like the planktonic algae. And so that's going to eliminate the possibility of waterborne diseases. So with the added Ultima filter, we do have a little bit of added maintenance, but it's something you can do without even getting your hands dirty. With the pump off, we simply move the lever from the filtration position to the backwash position. With it in that position, I'm going to go ahead and plug the pump in. We're going to let the pump run for a little while, and that is back flushing wastewater out of the filter to clean the filter of any particles that it has picked up in the process of filtering the pond. Normally, we would do this until the water runs clear outside. In this case, this pond is brand new. There's not a lot of dirt here. I'm simply showing you the simplicity of the maintenance. I would do this and then change it to rinse, change it back to filtration, and let her go. So once the exhaust water is running clear, we simply shut off the pump again, turn it back to the filtration mode, turn the pump back on, and we're all done. It was that easy. So obviously, as with any pond with fish in it, you're going to have to feed the fish. I hope you don't consider that a chore. To me, it's a pleasure. And of course, there's going to be some gardening to do. We've got bogs and a hydroponic trough, so there's going to be some thinning of the plants and taking out of the dead plants. To winterize the pond, we'll need to remove dead plants that died back and so forth. So there's a little bit of maintenance there. But I think what is really significant about this kind of pond design, the under gravel suction grid with 4-part filtration, is what you don't have to do. And the most important thing you don't have to do is annual cleanouts. This pond should never need to be emptied and the bottom cleaned, because the bottom is a giant filter on this pond. And so this pond should really keep itself amazingly clean, spectacular results with just the minimal maintenance that you've seen here today. For all of those reasons, I hope you consider this kind of pond design a better pond design for your own practical dream pond. Well, if you've gotten excited about this kind of pond design, and I hope you have, you might be wondering, okay, I'm convinced I want a suction grid or a bottom drain 4-part filtration system, but who's going to help me with the details and where do I get the stuff that I'll need? Well, let me just remind you that I'm Nate from Practical Garden Ponds. I would be happy to talk to you about designing your own practical dream pond. We do sell all of the equipment needed to build this pond. The only thing we don't sell is the rocks and water, which you'll have to get locally. And we'd love to talk with you about helping you design a pond that's going to meet your needs and expectations. So feel free to contact us. We'd love to hear from you. Have a great day.